Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be on the widespread snowfall event that is going to be occurring across the Midwest, the the Midwest, the Upper Plains, and parts of the Northeast. This won't be a massive snowstorm. It will be produce amounts somewhere around 3 to 5 inches, possibly 6, especially if you live closer towards the lakes. And before this video starts, please consider liking and subscribing the video. It really helps out a lot, so I would really appreciate that. So now, if we move on further into the video, you could see that it's gonna be pretty quiet as of now. Just a couple of small events. There's gonna be cold front moving through. That's gonna produce a little bit of snow on the backside. Nothing too much, just a dusting to a coating, maybe an inch. And this is where the storm pops from. So it's gonna be somewhat of a Manitoba Mauler type system, but it's gonna have more Pacific moisture with it than a typical Manitoba Mauler would have with it. And the snowfall rates aren't gonna be too impressive, but the size of this I do think is gonna be quite large. Not as large as this is depicted by the GFS, because that would be just way too large. But I do think that this system will be light snow for a pretty long period of time, which could produce 3 to 5 inches of snow for areas like Chicago, Madison, Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Des Moines could be 1 to 3. Indianapolis can be, again, somewhere 1 to 3, maybe 3 to 5. So now we move on with the storm. It passes and it does not strengthen into a nor'easter to the northeast. It just passes through some light snow. But this is the thing. Another thing we'll need to watch for: this low pressure moving north. If it moves closer to the shore, this could be the same thing like we had today across the northeast. It could bring a lot more snow, just a couple of more miles shift. So that's definitely something to watch. And then later on, you could see another storm system passing to the south into Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, and possibly New York, Boston. So I'm just going to run this through to the end, and you could see there's going to be quite a bit of active weather. Now you may be wondering, well, the GFS isn't too accurate, which I do agree with. It isn't too accurate when it comes to this far out, but let's see what the European model has to say about the storm system. Again, this is 5 days out. It's very similar to what the GFS is saying. A little bit lighter snowfall amounts, maybe 2-3 inches of snow the European is showing. I'll show you what the European model actually thinks the actual radar will look like. So let's move back to Friday, and let's bring this forward. It looks a lot smaller and less aggressive on a European model, and you can see it passes through quite quickly. So it's gonna drop again 2 to 3 inches. That's what the European model is saying, and this is what the GFS is saying. GFS is saying also 2 to 1 inches, so it's a little bit less than the European model. Even though the European model is less aggressive with the whole storm system, the snowfall rates are going to be higher. And again, this GFS is not too good with predicting these storms this far out, but you still need to take into account the GFS because it's a fairly good weather model and it's used quite often when it comes to these type of clippers. It's very good in forecasting. But what's even better in forecasting these type of clippers is the Canadian model. And Canadian model is closer to where the storm is originating from, Canada, so has a better handle on them. And if you move this forward to about 130 hours, you could see it has a lot more snow with it, 4 inches, 5 inches. And the reason for this is not only will it be stronger according to the Canadian model, but it will also have some lake enhancement across the Chicago area. Lesser amounts as you go further south, and further north there's going to be greater amounts. But by the lakes, there's by far going to be the biggest amounts. And if you're wondering, what if this is not going to be a 10-to-1 ratio? Well, this isn't a 10-to-1 ratio. This is a Kuchera. That is a total accumulated snowfall Kuchera model, and that pretty much takes into account the snow ratio, the temperatures, and everything. So this is much more accurate than 10-to-1. Let's see what the 10-to-1 has to say. Probably less, because it always is just that way if it's colder. Let's see what the 10-to-1 ratio has. Sorry guys, this takes quite a long time to load. It's taking its time. So this is the first system. You can see 2 inches. That's what it says, and that's assuming 10-to-1 ratio. But it will be much colder. It'll be 18 degrees when most of the snow's falling, 20 degrees when across northern Illinois. So 2 inches for Chicago, 1 inch for Indiana, 2 inches for Ohio, Illinois, central Illinois, 1 inch. So that's what it's saying. But again, the more trusty one is a Kuchera. So as always, guys, stay tuned. I'm gonna be updating you guys on this storm system. This has potential to leave 2 to 4 inches of snow for much of the northern Illinois area, Indiana, Ohio, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota. All of those areas on a jeopardy of seeing up to 6 inches of snow. Stay tuned, subscribe and like the video, and thank you for watching.